Hello and welcome to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy and I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. And today's pick a card topic is all about somebody that is returning to your life. So who is returning to your life and why now? Why is this person returning at this point in your journey? Welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. I always start with that because I just want to thank you for your presence here. I want to thank you for all of your beautiful kind comments. I want to welcome all of my new subscribers this week and also anybody new who's just stumbled across the channel for the very first time. Welcome to the Tarot Cottage. I do pick a card readings on this channel. I do try to release at least a couple of times a week, so there's always new content coming out. I do welcome any suggestions for future content, any topics that you would like to see covered here on the Tarot Cottage as well. And I am in the process of forming a community for the Tarot Cottage for us to really get more in depth and to connect on more of a personal level. But welcome to the Tarot Cottage. For this particular reading, we're looking at someone who is returning to your life and why are they returning to your life at this point. So we do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the Justice, pile number 2 with the 6 of Cups, and pile number 3 with the Fool. So whichever pile is calling out to you, my timestamps are listed below. Spirit is really encouraging us not to overthink it. Whatever feels like it's calling to us, we're not supposed to make anything fit. If it resonates with us, we know that it's our message. So be sure to trust in your own intuition when choosing your pile. You can even pause this video for a moment if you need to. Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. All right, pile 1, thank you for coming to the Tarot Cottage. You chose the Justice card for your pick, and who is returning to your life and why now? You can see on this Justice card here that she's kind of just giving him a spanking with a wooden spoon. So there's something here about making amends potentially from this person, a reality check that has come through where they've punished themselves and maybe they want to let you in on some of this truth as well. This Justice always speaks to me as well about opening up the door. So that could be part of their why as to why they're coming forward at this moment. It may be to make amends of some kind, but it also may be to open the door of future communication. Now, this doesn't have to be focused on romantic notions. Spirit says this doesn't have to be a romantic offer or romantic partner or anything that's coming back or returning. This question is all about who is returning. So please take the messages as they resonate and leave behind those that do not. But for pile number 1, please. Ooh, who is returning to their life and why? Why now? We have the 3 of Wands. We have the Magician. We have the Hierophant coming out in pile number 1. We have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the King of Wands. We have the 6 of Wands. Back of the deck, we have the 3 of Swords and the Page of Cups. I'm getting some very interesting messages here. They're showing me this little chicory flower, and chicory is a very interesting wildflower because you can take its roots and you can ferment it. You can kind of treat it the same way you would treat a coffee bean or a cacao bean, for instance, and then you can turn it into like a coffee substitute. So they're giving me this reference of like a wake-up call, a wake up and smell the coffee sort of analogy coming through with the 3 of Swords and the Page of Cups. There has been a wake-up call for this person about disappointment or heartbreak. And it could be their heartbreak or your heartbreak or some type of combination of the two that they are really worried about or focused on. Spirit says that when they pop into your life, it's going to feel very sudden. It's going to feel very surprising. Maybe not after you read or watch this video, but it's going to feel very surprising. It's going to be unexpected. And one of the reasons why they're coming in at this time is because they want to have more confidence over what happened. And they want to bring you peace and confidence over it as well. They're using an expletive. They're saying that they were not very kind, in the very least. Maybe they were unkind with what they said or unkind with an opportunity. They're calling themselves a bad person. I don't want to curse, but they're calling themselves a bad person. And they're very interested in the communication phase. They're highlighting, they're really showing me this magician in this form of communication. like the communication planet Mercury. And even with the crow, their ability to vocalize. Here's the death energy. And I feel like that's why they're coming forward. This justice, I feel like, is a perfect representation of them being in the punishment seat. They are punishing themselves. Maybe they want to give you the opportunity to punish them, to be honest with you, to be able to get what you need to get out. They do feel like they deserve it. This could be someone from your hometown. I keep hearing hometown. Here's the Knight of Pentacles. Now, I'm also getting a sense of like a bully, like a bully. And bullies can come in many forms. They can come in the form of romantic connections as well, or opportunities from the past. They just didn't feel like they treated you the way that you deserve to be treated, but they're kind of blaming, they're saying it's not all black and white, and they're kind of blaming themselves, but they're also trying to find other scapegoats a little bit. Here's the Chariot. Because I feel like it's taken them a few years. Spirit says for this person it might even be 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer, where you haven't spoken to them. But it took them that time to realize I was a real jerk to you back then. Here's the Judge. And they are like, they're really hard on themselves, actually. Like, to say that they are trying to find scapegoats, I feel like that's just trying to soften the blow for their own guilt in this moment. Because the Judgment here is supporting the King of Wands. Sometimes it's hard for us to really be open and honest with ourselves during the Judgment phase. But this person, I feel like, is working on themselves. It almost feels like somebody who's working steps. Do you know, like if you're an alcoholic, or it's like I'm working some type of step. They may not be an alcoholic, but it just feels like they feel like it's necessary to make amends overall. But they've really spent a lot of time compartmentalizing what happened in the past of this situation or this connection. Here's the Five of Pentacles. And I feel like it almost makes them feel depressed. Like they keep referencing these flies, which for me are a symbol of depression. And I'm getting a reference to kind of what flies do, you know, house flies, what flies do, and how what they land on, so to speak. And like let's just to paint the picture, so I don't have to be too graphic. Flies will land. What will flies land on in a farmyard, for instance? It's like that's what they feel like that. They want to correct it. They don't want to feel like this anymore. Here's the Page of Wands, and here's the Sun. And they feel like maybe they're thirsty to create a resolution and clarity. They feel like maybe you require that from them too. They want you to know that they were a jerk. They want you to know that they understand where they went wrong as well. Now, part of this too, again, it's like we're pussyfooting around a secondary intention, because they are also curious about you. They're also curious about what you're up to and how your life has evolved. I'm going to ask if this is a romantic curiosity or otherwise. They really feel like they had a negative influence in your life, or they were a negative influence in your life in the past. Is this a romantic? You have the Strength. And for some, this did present as an opportunity for romantic opportunities, but I don't think it transcended into that. Or if it did, there was like closure issues or clarity issues between the two of you. Yeah, here's the Six of Swords, the Two of Cups. So it may have been something that should have evolved into a full-fledged relationship, but that's where they went wrong. That's where they made you feel emotionally confused. And I feel like they might have just kind of skirted away and ghosted without any type of explanation. So part of this resolution of like facing the guillotine or facing, you know, my consequences is also opening up a little bit of a can of worms here. Here's the Two of Wands coming now in the reverse position. I feel like it might be a little too late though. For that, Spirit's saying it could just be a little bit too late. The frustrating delays here are just too much. Here's the Seven of Swords. So they may be kind of in a fantasy world when it comes to assuming that maybe this could move into something more, because Spirit does feel like it's been long enough that you may not be interested in that path. It's like this short-term thinking when it comes to the reality of the situation. So even if they do have a secondary intention of like, well, I'm also curious what you're up to. Why don't we catch up? You may decide to shut that right down, because you may not even feel like you need peace over this situation anymore. They just feel like they need to bring that forward. I feel like it did really take them a long time though to get to this place of recognition. It's like they almost want to prove that they're more dependable now than they were in the past. We have here a change for the better, that they have evolved. They're no longer this wild child. I just feel the sense of them being restless and acting accordingly in the past. They're saying, I've changed. I'm a better person than I used to be. Oopsie daisy. We have here strong emotions, passionate love or passionate hate. And it could be a mix of the two with the frustration from the past and this connection. We have November being significant. This could be a time frame of when this person does pop in. We have older woman. We also have here an exciting event. And I feel like, again, you're wiser than you were in the past. It says dealings or relationship with an older woman. You're wiser than you were in the past of this connection or in this opportunity. Could even have just been a friendship, for instance. This person, I can't deny that they are a little bit curious, again, in a physical sense. They know they could be opening up a bit of a can of worms despite their complacency overall. And you may feel like they're trying to force resolution, or they're trying to force a forgiveness out of you, and you may not feel completely ready for that. You may shut down any plans they have of curiosity about your life at this point in time too. Who is this person? Why are they coming forward now? We have I love you coming forward. So these are powerful words. And they do have a reality check or a proclamation to explore with you or to communicate to you. They want to bring about the end or the transformation of this situation with you. They want you both to be able to evolve beyond it. We have here, speak the language of love. It says loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. So part of this proclamation could be very powerful. Part of this revelation that they feel like they need to bring forward towards you is the fact that they disappointed themselves because they were, with the Page of Cups, challenged by the fact that they were falling for you. So some of this may, again, frustrate you or come in a little bit too late, Spirit says. And they're saying that they didn't consider you enough, or they didn't consider your feelings enough. It says here, be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. And back of the deck says, like attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. So this may actually present an opportunity for you, Pile 1, if you are open to a romantic reconnection with this person. I feel like they're coming forward with a lot of clarity. I feel like they're going to come forward with perhaps even an apology. Let's get some advice, please. Just saw forbearance. Do not be deterred by the thorns amidst the roses. And we have trust. The robin trusts her wings and not the branch she sits upon. And also remember who you are. When your roots are deep, you need not fear the storm. This person could be popping in an inconvenient time for you where you're not really open to hearing what they have to say. But your guides are giving you this information now so that you have it available to you, so that you can decide which path you choose to take with this person when they do come forward. It could just stop at the amends for you. They may come forward with the justice or the truth that they've experienced to give you that clarity, and that may just be enough. But they're also curious about what you are open to as well, and they may communicate that to you, Pile 1. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. Oh, we have 4 in the bowl today. Everything's jumbled. We have the 8 of Wands teetering on a reversal, the Star, the Six of Swords, the Hermit. So they want a peaceful situation. Now the Star is talking about being ignored. Maybe they ignored you. They really took on an arrogant approach, they feel like, in the past here, because they didn't feel ready, or they were feeling pressured in some direction, or that could be what they're going to communicate. But again, the delay and the frustration of being ignored from your perspective might be the reality that you've been dealing with. So you may not be open to anything beyond the clarity. And your guides are not here to force that. They're here to walk with you no matter what path you choose. Spirit just also said that they're going to suggest that you be friends. Even if there was a romantic connection, that you're going to be friends, or that they're going to ask for that question. We do have attraction and the High Priestess. Spirit is speaking about a deep-seated attraction that may still exist. We have wishes that do come true, because you may be hoping actually for some type of clarity or resolution, or you have been hoping. We have made with love. I think of children. We have the letters C and Y. It does feel like a crossroads. And they're showing me like a dowsing rod. It's like something that looks for water or is looking for inspiration. We have the thorn amidst the roses, and we have replaying events over and over in our mind. So this person could be replaying events. This could have been a situation with this person that really confused you and tortured you for a time as well. We have temptation coming from divine masculine energy. Leo energy being very paramount in the bowl. We also have a tangled heart and Aquarius. Libra energy coming through as well. All right, Pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. Make sure that you hit your notification bell if you do so. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and I will update that shop daily. But come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, Pile 2. You were drawn to the Six of Cups, and this is your reading on who is returning to your life and why now. Now, the Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. So this could be a friend from the past. This could be a romantic partner from the past. It's somebody that I think holds a very strong impression of you. You may also hold a very strong impression of them. You can see that she's drinking pink lemonade. So it's like making the best out of a negative situation. That could be part of their intentions in coming forward. They're also highlighting the rose-colored glasses with the pink lemonade and how it can sometimes hide red flags. So this just really speaks to the amount and the depth of connection and how we kind of put people up on a pedestal. Let's just see who this person is. For pile number 2, please. Who is returning to their life and why now? The Four of Pentacles. The Six of Wands. The Seven of Swords. The Nine of Wands. The King of Swords. Back of the deck we have the Temperance. We have the Seven of Wands. Let's clarify this as we go forward. Now, I feel like them reaching out to you could correspond with some type of celebration. It could be a birthday or an anniversary of some kind. It's like they're using that as the in or as the guise of communication. Ace of Swords. But there's actually like a hidden intention here. Yeah, there's a hidden intention here. This person could have just been a friend of yours in the past, actually. I feel like they're going to reach out on a birthday or on some type of like special day. It's going to be a significant day for you. But they have a hidden intention. And they've been saving it up. Like that's why it's going to come in at a time that seems natural for a message to come through from someone from the past. They've been saving up this intention. Page of Pentacles. The Moon. Because they have something to reveal to you. Here's the Page of Swords. They're also talking about somebody that you may have gone to school with. So that could be, again, the guise of like reconnecting with you because of school or something along those lines. but they have something to communicate to you, because they're actually, the reason they're coming forward is because it feels like they're looking for an opportunity. And with the Knight of Wands is somebody who feels like they're being a little reckless, or who feels like they're taking a little bit of a risk in coming forward at this point, because they have challenges to overcome, maybe their own ego, their own insecurities. Loyalty could be an issue for them, truthfully. It feels like this person may have had a huge crush on you in the past, even in the dynamics of friendship. And the more they fought against it, or the more they struggled against it, the harder it was for them to come forward and say, this is how I feel. And they've been struggling about it since. Like, it's like they've been allowing it to be on their mind. They've been allowing the attraction that they had to be on their mind. And I just feel like they're tired of waiting. It's like there's a sense of them like growing, maturing, a revelation that comes through. They're more confident using their voice now. Or they think that they are, but this is going to test them. This is going to test that theory inside of them, because Spirit says that that's actually going to come to the surface. Their fears, the resistance from the past, that's going to rise to the surface as well. It's almost like they're telling themselves that their intuition is what's driving them forward, but Spirit says they don't really use their intuition very much, so that muscle is a little bit smaller than it should be. Because I feel like actually, even though they're popping in at a time where it feels like it would be convenient in their perspective, I feel like it's very inconvenient for you. I feel like there's a lot going on in your life. It's like maybe you don't have the energy to deal with it in that moment. There's just, not that you're not open to communicating with them, but they also, I feel like they're not going to come right out and say in the very first communication about missed opportunities with you. I feel like they're going to try to test the waters in that conversation. Yeah, but there's the Six of Cups. Because they're also looking for feedback. Again, their actions towards you to clarify something about their feelings is actually coming forward as a desire to get feedback from you as well. So they may be holding back that true feedback until they start to feel it reciprocated from you. And with the Six of Cups, oftentimes that is a very mutual type of collaboration, a very mutual nostalgic love, or a very mutual nostalgic friendship. They want some creative feedback. Here's the Page of Pentacles. And in a sense, Spirit's saying that's a bit of a greedy request, because it's almost like I'm agreeing to come forward, but I'm only going to be honest if you are going to be honest with me. It's like I'm only going to give if you're going to be willing to give to me. And also with here, there's the Five of Swords. Like there's a reference to conflict with the Five of Swords and someone who's going to match your energy. So that when they come forward, there is going to be masks that are worn. If they don't feel from you the same type of connection or the inspiration that they have been applying to you, then they may not communicate that emotional vulnerability. They may kind of get tight-lipped about that. Because with the Five of Swords, you can see the sword sitting down the wolf's throat. And if they feel like they are a lone wolf in this, they may not communicate from an honest perspective, because the Five of Swords encourages them to not hurt themselves. Don't risk if it's only you sticking your neck out. If this is going to blow up in your face, don't bother doing it. So they're going to be feeling you out. They may even want to like get together with you, or they may suggest like seeing each other. But there is a strong aspect of friendship. But Spirit says it was never truly a friendship in their perspective. They always had some type of notion, or romantic even notion, towards you, here with the Knight of Wands. Here's the Death. Oh, the World's coming out. So they do want to have some sort of confirmation that there was something mutual here, and that it's not all wrapped up in their own mind. They sometimes wonder if they're alone in this, because they see this as a situation where they had an opportunity at a crossroads and they turned their back on it. And they like to tell themselves the narrative that you were right along for the ride there. But it's like the Nine of Cups, that is wishful thinking. Here's the Six of Wands. And they are seeking more, here with the Six of Wands, they're seeking confidence over this whole issue. Because they have a desire and a wish associated with you. They may even have had a huge crush on you in the past as well. They could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I feel like this person in your perspective, and this could be reversed, but in your perspective, it's like they were always there for you, or they were like one example of a divine masculine, for instance, that was always kind and you could rely on them. We have celebration, fun, and enjoyment, the tankard. I do feel like this will come forward, or they will come forward at a time where there's some type of celebration. So it feels natural to get a lot of messages coming in. I just saw November. That came out in actually pile number 1 as well, November. We have here, someone will gossip about all of your secrets. We also have here, beware of greed. They are highlighting that as well because there are still obstacles to overcome. They're highlighting a fair man, so somebody who has a fair complexion. We have unsuccessful plans because of a new home, new attitude. So even if they have, for instance, even if they have this desire to be romantically inclined or even passionately in a pursuit towards you, you or they may have moved into commitment cycles, for instance. So that could be where they hit the resistance. And if they start to get wind, if they find those things out, they could be concerned about the opinions of other people, for instance. They could be concerned about the opportunity overall. Because even with the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Wands in the present position, they may be coming forward in a very secretive way. We have January here, and every time I see this card, I think of somebody who's not, again, not being 100% honest with their intentions when they first come in, or maybe not being 100% honest overall when they do come forward. So let's get a charm. I'm sorry, charm. Let's get a card of advice, please, for pile number 2. Friends. The most unlikely friendships can form like variegated lichens on a hard rock. They create a tight bond. And it says flowers are unaware of each other's beauty, but they bloom regardless in humility. So two people that may have felt very mutual in a friendship, the feedback between the two of you could have the capacity to open up doorways. These doorways may require us to take masks completely off and to sort of face consequences if we decide to fuel more in this connection moving forward. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 2, please. We have the little key in the bowl. Whoopsie daisy. Out of the bowl. We've got a bunch out coming out now, so we'll keep them. The Tower, the Hermit, Virgo coming through, 2 of Wands. This person's already making plans. The Page of Wands is reversed. The 4 of Swords is out of the bowl. Now, there's a lot going on in this bowl because there's something about the reality that stings connected to this connection. They didn't pursue the way that they should have. Maybe they made plans, but they never executed it. And so now they feel like they have to but now they feel like things have changed and they have to come forward very cautiously, maybe perhaps to not disrupt the Tower 4. Oops, I'll see if they'll all fit in the bowl. Aquarius energy coming through. She believed she could, so she did. We have optimistic Sagittarius and Aquarius. We also have here the divine feminine Pisces energy and change. So their actions could lead to change. They are seeking clarity and peace over their own fears and attachments at this time. We have Z and J and angels watching over the situation. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free tarot reading with me, and you can also check out my link for Etsy as well, and I do update that shop daily. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the Fool, and this is your reading. Who is returning to your life and why now? Now the Fool here is taking a big leap of faith. You can see the little house in the corner as well. So there could be foundations that they are risking or hoping to build a foundation, but they do feel like they're taking a bit of a gamble or a risk as they do come forward. So maybe shooting a shot perhaps as well. Let's take a look here. Use the Pasta Tarot for you, pile 3. Who is returning to pile 3's life and why now? Who is returning to pile 3's life and why now? The Three of Wands and the Hermit, Virgo energy coming through. The Four of Swords. The Tower. The Ten of Wands along with the World reversed. And it's interesting, we have, starting with the Fool, now we have this World reversed coming through. And I often say we can't get to the end of the cycle of the World without taking that leap of faith with the Fool. So there's been some sort of unfinished business. This person, they're concerned that they've lost you, is what I'm hearing. Back of the deck, we have here the Five of Cups, and we have the Four of Pentacles. So their attempts to come forward at this moment and back or returning into your life could be some type of solution. They're looking for solutions to what they have lost. With the Four of Pentacles, they're still trying to hold on to something in regards to this situation with you. There's the Five of Pentacles. There's the Nine of Cups. Now, some of this could be wishful thinking. Here's the Wheel of Fortune, and it's in reverse. The World is in reverse. So there's something here that lays unfinished. There's something here that hasn't completely organized itself. It's like they're saying that certain conditions were not met or things were out of their hands in the past. And they have a lot of regrets with how they managed things, with how they handled everything. They honestly, they feel like it might even be too late, truthfully. The Tower is right in the center of the reading. So there's the sense of epiphany that comes through with the Tower that changes everything. Now we have the Death card supporting all of this. Now this happened in pile 1 as well, where they are looking for a resolution. They're looking for the ending of something, or to perhaps open the door for something new. But it's like they're cautiously approaching, or they know they should approach cautiously because they know that it's a risk. Here's the Star. They feel like you might be defensive about hearing from them. They have a lot of regrets over how they didn't support you. This could be an ex-partner potentially, or someone that, you know, someone that we should have moved into a relationship with. They just are really upset that they took a passive approach and they didn't support you. There was an arrogance about them. And now they kind of carry the weight of that, of the unknown, of the unfinished, because they feel like if they had just been more open with you, you guys could have gone so far. They're approaching cautiously to kind of gauge how you're experiencing this or what you're feeling for them here too. They may format it in the sense that they're looking for closure or helping to give you clarity or closure. Because they do feel like they've hurt you, and they hurt you through like self-protection by keeping themselves safe. They feel like they've had to like act like this doesn't bother them when it truly does, or they gave you the impression that they didn't care and they want you to know that they did. I'm hearing the word confession. Here's the Devil coming through with the Temperance. Here's the Page of Wands now, coming out with the Nine of Swords. Which is interesting because the Page of Wands and the Five of Cups are very different. You know, they just energetically, they feel very different. The Five of Cups is this feeling of loss, this feeling of remorse that perhaps I want to bring forward, of mismanagement and fumbling something when it comes to you. But the Page of Wands here at the Nine of Swords, it's like they are thirsty for change. There is a sense of curiosity about how you're going to receive them, or how, like, has everything changed with the Tower? It's like maybe you've already moved forward and there's no hope for them in this situation, because they also realize that this risk could change everything. The clarity could change everything, either in a good way or in a bad way. the clarity will sort of encourage momentum towards change. Because some of the revelations that they've had is that the two of you could have made it to the finish line, or you could have had it all, or you could have built together. And part of the inspiration of why this person's coming forward and returning to you at this point in time is because I feel like there's things in their life that are not going very well. I feel like there's things that are imploding in their life. They could be going through a tower moment in their life, and they are seeking solace and support. They are seeking some type of support in the situation. Because they know that they left things very open, very raw, very vulnerable in the past. I do think that this person would be open to more communication, more exploration, even relationships. Yeah, there's like a romantic notion that still comes in. This person wants to recapture your old opinion of them before all the disappointment happened, before they perhaps ghosted, or before they kind of skirted away. Because they know that they left you feeling the exact same way that they're feeling now, this anxiousness about what's to come or what's coming next. They are also expecting a resistance from you, or they're expecting you to be a little bit guarded. And truthfully, they're highlighting how this tower is the Leaning Tower of Pisa and how it hasn't fallen over yet. The lightning bolt has struck, but it hasn't fallen over yet. So it may not be over for you when it comes to this person. We have here a dealings or relationship with an older man. A lot of Aries here, a lot of Aquarius, a lot of Capricorn coming through, Taurus, Virgo. We have here increase in material wealth or spiritual growth, the Goldfish. And this is where Spirit is really asking you to lean into your own intuition when this person does come forward and returns to your life, because they're speaking about how we may have a deep desire or unfinished cycle with this person. So we may have to make a decision between our highest good and perhaps re-entering into the connection if we feel like it might be a negative influence on us. We have here successful outcome to our problems and paying attention to your health. And we have wishing well. It says a family wishes that come true. We may be hoping for this type of clarity. We may be hoping that this person comes forward with a sense of remorse, with a sense of even curiosity. Because Spirit's talking about how it's almost like we look at each other from both of your perspectives as having the key to that clarity or the key to closure. Spirit, again, with the cane, asks us like the Hermit here to ground ourselves before we take impulsive action. In this case, to make sure that we are grounding ourselves with every step and approaching this situation cautiously. I just also saw the egg, and they're talking about success that can be assured with hard work. So there's still something in the potential that if we just incubate it, could lead to more as well. We have here muddled, unclear thinking. And we have someone who is behaving stupidly. So they may be even proclaiming that about how foolish they were. They do come forward first and foremost with the regret of how they supported you or how they handled the situation in the past overall. Oops. We have joy. I think of the Three of Cups with joy, of reunions, of celebration. They're talking here about bridging a gap between pain, despair, and joy very quickly. There's something about the impression that this person leaves on you, and perhaps vice versa, where it's very strong. They're highlighting how there's only certain flowers that the hummingbird can drink from, because they can't reach the other flowers, or they aren't able to drink from it. Like there's something very singular or special in their perspective about you. and they're hoping to be able to go from one extreme of resistance and pain and disappointment to the opposite extreme of perhaps exploration and maybe even something more. We have prosperity. It says sweet results that await, and they are highlighting spiritual love here as well. This person may be kind of hopeful that there will be more to come beyond this reunion. Back of the deck does say chaos, though, the storm spirit. We do have the Tower in the center of your reading. So even with the Fool's energy, Spirit says that they don't want you to outsource your solutions or outsource your happiness or your closure to other people or other situations. They want you to be sure that you're making decisions in this opportunity or in this communication that makes sense for your highest good, of course. Patience, everything can be accomplished at nature's pace, and be resilient, stay as strong as the evergreen trees. Especially if you're waiting for this person to come forward. They're also encouraging you to take your time when it comes to revisiting the friendship, the connection here as well. It's almost like a feeling of allowing them to prove themselves, allowing them to prove that they have shifted and changed. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 3, please. In the bowl today, we have Justice reversed, somebody who is unfair to you. The Sun, the Chariot reversed. Now, the Chariot reverse is talking about travel issues, delays. Again, they could have sort of really disappointed you in the past when it comes to plans falling through. They do not feel like they were fair to you at all because they left you with absolutely no clarity and they left you feeling very, very vulnerable. Spirit wants you to remember those major themes when you are making decisions, critical decisions in the future of this connection. A little pinch in the bowl here. We have Heart, and this stone is always reminding me of the Queen of Swords, so Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. It says weakness is a choice, and we have the Rose Head of Empowerment. So they're saying this person could be a bit of a weakness for us, can help us weaken our resolve a little bit. We have S, G, F, and the letter L. We also have here the heart chakra stethoscope. They're talking about listening to the heart, but again, this person has the potential or the capacity to weaken our resolve, to really lead from the heart. We also have the key. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading with me. Of course, make sure that you hit your notification bell if you do so that I can notify you if you are chosen the winner for the free tarot reading. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading as well. And I do update that shop frequently and daily, so please check back. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.